He looked at me just now. He looked at me again. Is he looking at... Did you just glance at me, Raphael?
My eyes are glued to my work. I don't have the time to sneak glances. I think work is getting to you. Slack off whenever you can. Lincoln City isn't gonna fall apart right away. But Reddy is gonna starve if he's not fed on time.
You sure know how to beat around the bush. I whisper softly to Reddy, who is in the fish tank. I saw his reflection in the glass. He was definitely staring at me.
What did you just say?
Oh, nothing. Reddy is full and now I'm hungry.
It's not even 11 yet. Are you sure?
I fed your fish, but you don't even get free food as a reward? That's lame.
Fine. We can eat now. How does grilled fish sound?
That's actually nice. If I was imagining things with Raphael looking at me, then this...
Seriously? This fine piece of art is giving off an energy fluctuation?
It's not a one-off situation. Once we've thoroughly checked it, we'll return it.
Okay. By the way,
What is it?
ever since we got here, someone's been sneaking glances every now and then.
I turn around and sure enough, I lock eyes with Raphael. Raphael, is it you?
No.
This again. Once is an accident, twice is coincidence. 3 times? What would 3 times be? A few days ago, a renowned local fashion magazine suddenly reached out to Raphael for an interview. After scheduling it, the magazine's journalist came over to discuss the details with Raphael.
We're thinking of 3 or 4 questions. We'll create an outline and pass it to you for review, Mr. Rafayel.
Sure.
Can we set up the shoot to be 3 days from now?
Okay.
Even though he's having a serious discussion about work, I can't help but feel Raphael doesn't care about it. Why else would I be meeting his gaze whenever I look over at him? Did something happen to him? After the journalist leaves, Raphael drags a chair over to me and leans against the back of it.
I see you've graced my studio with your wonderful presence today. Does Lincoln not need you?
Lincoln doesn't need my protection next week.
How come?
Unicorns is letting us take vacations in rounds. Now is my turn.
So, what are you gonna do?
2 days later, in the early hours of the morning, I sat back on a sofa in the airport lounge, exhausted. Next to me, Raphael is in high spirits.
Stop being cranky. Hunters rarely get a holiday this long. Didn't you say you'd make the most of it? Not to mention, your vacation is right where my outdoor shoot is gonna be. We can keep each other company.
It sounds good on paper. But it's 6:30 a.m. right now. I've been up since 5. Is anyone in a good mood when catching a flight at this time?
Will you feel better if I'm your pillow on the plane?
Wait, he's not going to sass me? Something's definitely up. The questions that have been bugging me this past few days drives my drowsiness away. When Raphael glances up from his phone to look at me for the 3rd time, I finally ask him, Raphael, why do you keep looking at me? He reveals a smile, neither confirming nor denying it, and then he looks at his phone. I feel there's something about his expression at that moment, but it's just a gut feeling. Let's play a game. From now on, if I catch you sneaking glances at me, you owe me. That's non-negotiable.
That's not fair. I won't play. But if we add another rule, like if I catch you sneaking glances at me, you owe me. It's non-negotiable.
Oh, you smart.
And now that the rules are decided, you shouldn't have a reason to say no. The game starts now.
Raphael doesn't wait for my response and just focuses on his phone. Huh? The rules are fine, but isn't he at least a little curious about why I'd want to play a weird game? A few minutes later, the boarding gate is right behind me. Raphael looked a few times. Was he checking the boarding time? I stare at Raphael. Right now, he's completely focused on his phone. Before I can even react, Raphael suddenly looks up.
Are you sneaking glances at me?
What?
Too late. Do you need my help with something? Is that why you want to play this game?
No?
Then why don't you get me a cup of coffee? Reasonable, yeah?
Wait.
You're the one who wanted to play.
With no other choice, I buy Raphael a coffee.
Nice.
I'm just accepting my loss for this round.
I was talking about the coffee. Coffee's nice.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a game. Why are you so nervous?
Who's nervous? I'm not. No, sire. Raphael seems to be cheerful, cradling a coffee cup as he stands up and gazes out the French window.
Look, there's a plane on the runway. It's small and kinda cute.
The sunlight bathes Raphael's face, his smiling profile in a gentle glow. While I'm dead tired from my journey, seeing this makes me feel lucky to be able to bask in glorious sunlight before anyone else in the city. It's worth it.
I counted 10 seconds. Your eyes have been on me for a solid 10 seconds. It was getting really awkward, you know, so I had to say something.
I almost forgot.
It's okay. I won't make it a difficult request. Let me think.
Raphael appears to be lost in thought, maybe even troubled. Meanwhile, my attention is drawn toward a strong, alluring scent. Nearby is a baker's freshly baked pastries. It's so mouth-watering that several people waiting for their flight walk over. I look back at Raphael. The smirk on his face says it all. He caught me ogling at the bakery.
2 croissants shouldn't be too demanding, right?
You just drank a big cup of coffee. Why don't you wait until we're on the plane to eat?
How can a cold airplane meal compare to bread right out of the oven? Also, I can't finish 2 croissants by myself. I was just thinking that the person who's been up since 5 probably skipped breakfast.
Well, I can't argue with him. The allure of fresh pastries is really hard to resist. Raphael sits down when I stand up, giving me a mischievous grin.
This game is fun. We should play it more often.
To be honest, traveling with Raphael is anything but dull. The 7 or 8 hour flight and the 2-hour drive to the hotel just flew by. The hotel I picked is nestled in a picturesque valley. The room has a fantastic view of the entire mountain. As soon as I drop my bags, I rush to the balcony, eager to see the mountain sunset.
You said you were carsick earlier. Guess that's not the case anymore.
I look back at my neighbor. He pulls up a chair on his balcony and sits down. His arms are folded and he appears to be content. It's normal to get motion sickness along that winding road. It's fine. I'm a hunter. I bounce back pretty easily. But someone complained about the long journey. Why did he book the same hotel as me?
This hotel's history is pretty interesting. It's famous, so naturally it was my first choice.
I shrugged, grabbed my phone, and carefully tried to capture the stunning hues of twilight. I guess he also had the same idea. He's waving his phone around, trying to find the right angle. Weirdly enough, no matter how Rafayel positions it, I always end up in his shot. By the way, the game's not over yet. Focus on the sunset, not me.
Excuse you, I'm busy. There's a sunset to watch and an interview outline to read.
As he speaks, he picks up a couple of papers and shows them to me. You've been reading them for a while. What kind of questions are they asking?
That's not important. Preparing answers in advance isn't good. Interviews are about chemistry in the moment.
Whatever you say. When I've found the perfect angle, I take a pic that I can use to show off my photography skills in my Moments post. My phone buzzes. Rafayel has sent me a picture. How come? It's a brilliantly captured shot. My profile is against the setting sun and mountains, dusk's crimson hues reflected in my eyes.
This is what having real photography skills looks like, right?
I don't want to admit it, but he's good. I thought you said you didn't have the time to look at me.
I'll delete it if you don't want it.
I make a funny face at him, then put the picture into my Moments post. My caption is as follows: "Behold, world-class photography." There, it's posted. I looked up to see Rafayel smiling at me, his chin resting on his hand. He's not exactly stealing a glance, but when our eyes meet, Rafayel quickly looks away. He awkwardly stares at the distant sunset. The next morning, I receive a call from the squad in the middle of Rafayel's interview. When I'm done, the indoor part has already finished. You already done, Rafayel?
It wrapped up earlier than expected. The crew told me to take a breather while they set up the lighting and props. Once everything's ready, I'll head out.
Rafayel steps to the side, gesturing for me to enter the suite's living room. Earlier in the hallway, I saw the makeup artist from the production team bring a large box.
She glanced at me, then she left.
Why? Are you that good looking?
Obviously. What? Do I still need makeup?
Rafayel sits in the armchair.
Why don't you have some fun?
I glance at Rafayel's face, unsure about what to do. He does look great though. But since he's already brought it up, I pick up the lipstick from the table. Don't mind if I do.
You're using that on me? Is that all I need? Don't you also think I'm handsome? Did you keep count of the number of times you glanced at me during the interview?
Doesn't that mean you were also looking at me? Don't move. You'll smudge it if you do.
Was it an accident, or was it on purpose? And just how long are you gonna keep staring at me? Trying to run away?
Don, let go me, please.
But you shouldn't go unrewarded for doing everything. Give me the lipstick.
What are you planning?
Well, I already told you. I'm just returning the favor.
I don't need to be on the camera.
You coward.
Mr. Rafayel, everything is ready. We can leave whenever.
Wait. This game, the glancing one, I'm done playing.
How come?
Someone once asked if I've been secretly looking at her. I find it hard not to, even if I try, and I have tried. I admit defeat. It doesn't matter if I end up losing. As long as I can see her, I'll be happy.